All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Bridge the Gap Project. Today, we are back with another entry into our series, 10 Minutes or Less, where I try to give you guys motivation and inspiration to help change your ideal and belief set and how you go about life in order to help mold the person you are now towards the person you want to be. And this is a journey that I'm currently on myself, so we're all in this together. So I want to start by talking about 2020 and what are my biggest takeaways in a year that for most people has been so difficult and so filled with hardship and trials and tribulations. And before I get into my three biggest takeaways, I just want to remind you guys what has happened this year outside of COVID, because obviously the biggest thing for everyone has been COVID, and I don't need to talk any more about that. So we also had the Australian bushfires as well as the West Coast wildfires. We had the explosion in Beirut. I know everyone saw that viral social media video that's just really awful and heartbreaking. We saw people die. I'm sure so many people were injured, and just the number of families that have been permanently affected by that. We had the tragic passing of Kobe Bryant, his daughter Gianna, as well as the other people in the helicopter crash and the pilots. We had Chadwick Boseman pass away to cancer. And I'll never forget, a couple months prior, he posted some selfies, and everyone, obviously not everyone, but a lot of people on the internet were killing him. You look sick. You look awful. You need to eat more. Just being just nasty, unnecessary comments. Turns out the guy had fucking cancer. You guys absolutely suck. How about be a little nicer on the internet or just life in general? Protest in response to unarmed black men and women getting murdered by police. Period. Now, I'm not someone who's totally against the police force. Obviously, there are great police out there. There are not so great police out there. But obviously, something needs to change because this cannot keep happening. We had supposedly murder hornets. We had a squirrel and a man with the first case of bubonic plague in America in X amount of years. We have SARS in Africa, a police force that is just totally over the rail, doing whatever the fuck they want. And this is just that we have all the stuff with Trump. We have the pedophile. We have so much shit going on in this year, right? And this is obviously all the negative. There's also been a lot of beauty, a lot of overcoming of struggle, a lot of achievement. But I think most people associate 2020 with a really difficult and hard year. So that's what we're going to focus on. So with all that being said, and with all that we know about the year, and we know how difficult a year it was for most people, what are my three biggest takeaways? And my first and most important takeaway, and these comments I'm about to make are me speaking to the average American person. Now, obviously, if you don't feel this way, then it's not intended for you. But for the average American person, man, human life is precious and valuable, and we need to stop making light of death. Now, obviously, when death comes, any of us can die whenever. And we'll just have to accept that. Everybody around us will have to accept it. We have no other options. But we need to stop acting like the shit is not valuable. And it's only people that I've seen have never come close to death or have never battled with real life hardship that make such fucking light of it. When you've had someone who's been at war, when you have people who have lost loved ones, when you have people who have faced death in their real life, they're never so dismissive of death. Why? Because they understand that this shit is valuable. Me being around my friends, my loved ones, and everybody I care about is a blessing. And every day that I get to wake up, pursue my goals, fight again, battle with whatever it is I go through on my day-to-day life, that is precious. And it's not something that we should act like if it was gone, it's going to be gone one day. So let's enjoy this shit while it's here. Let's love while we're here. That's my first point. My second takeaway. We have seen that as a species, humans are capable of some really sick, evil shit. right? Historically, we've seen this. We've seen this year. We've seen all types of atrocities and just really awful stuff going on. And we understand that the one thing that connects every human, one of the things that connects every human is that we all suffer. Suffering is universal. It's a language we all understand, and it's something that I'm sure we all wish was minimized and totally gone. So with that being said, we know people suffer obviously in an objective way, like I'm literally suffering. I don't know where my next meal's coming from. I'm homeless. I don't have clean water. I have disease that I can't get treated. That's like objective suffering. And then we have, even when that stuff is solved, we have suffering that is self-imposed and created. We have anxiety. We have boredom. We have depression. Now, obviously, I'm not comparing the two because there is no comparison, because one exists and one is created by ourselves. But the point is, no matter who you are, we can all understand suffering. And that even when it's solved, there's other hardships we as humans have to go through. There's just all types of pain in this world. So with that being said, why not go through life being a little bit kinder, a little bit warmer, a little more understanding, a little less judgmental, a little less hateful? Why would we not go through that? Not for some type of reward that, hey, I'm a good person, I'm going to be rewarded for this, but or vice versa. Like, why would we not do this when we know that suffering is awful and we all have to go through this and we all are going through our own shit? Why would I not be a better person? Why would I not fight for my neighbor? You know, I think this time has showed us that the systems that we have put in place in America are so fragile, and all the shit that we really believed was important, while yes, it is important, what really matters? My family, my loved ones, my health, all this type of stuff. And that brings me to my third and last point, and I'm gonna wrap all three in here. Reevaluate what you give your focus to. I'm not saying that now because of COVID and the threat of all this other shit happening, we should let go of our hopes and dreams and our pursuits. Absolutely not. But keep in perspective, what does it really matter? Obviously, I'm going to pursue shit. I'm going to do what I want. But what really matters to me is my friends, my family, living a life that I'm happy about, being kind to others. I want to leave a mark that when I pass away, people remember me as a good man. And I believe that of myself. I believe I'm a good man, somebody who's warm, loving, and made the world a better place. That's what I want my mark to be about. Above all else, I want to help others and really help us fight some of the things that we as humans all go through, no matter what our race, creed, religion, anything that can separate us. We all go through this shit, man. All of us, So keep in perspective that all this shit is really not that important, man. If you really think about it, we are on a ball in space in an infinite number of infinite mass. And what does this shit really matter? I don't know. I don't have an answer. But I do know that it can't hurt to be a better person. It can't hurt to do more than I was doing, to go a little further and to fight a little harder in place of some of the people that have passed away who are not fortunate enough to have these same opportunities and the access to the same things that we have. It's my responsibility to go out there and be a beautiful person and go out there and really shine my light to everyone else. And I think that will spark a change within us. We're at a time where everything is so divisive and there's so much fucking hate. And I'm not saying everything should be like a kumbaya, everything's fixed. Like, no, obviously we have a lot of issues that we need to fix. But still in all, when I can be a good person, I'm going to be a good person, period. I'm going to be loving. I'm going to be caring. I'm going to work on myself. And that's how I feel we should all approach these upcoming X amount of years. And with that being said, man, that was my takeaway so far from the year. I'm going to come back to this in hopefully the first week of January. I'm going to come back to this exact episode and we're going to talk about what's happened from today, which is October 27th, till the first day of January. And we're going to see what we've learned since since then. Yeah, I had a great time talking to you guys. Go out there and be great and have a good day. Peace.